Hi, my name is James Shepard, and over the next few days, I'm going to be talking to you about how to build an ISO, which is an independent sales organization. Now, many of you are in the industry, you're selling merchant services, and you're really trying to make that jump to the next level. You really want to build this into a business because even though I do know individual sales representatives that are making $10, $20, and $30,000 a month in this industry, honestly, it's not the easiest thing to do. And from my experience, I've seen most people that make that kind of money in the industry, they have kind of converted into making a little bit more of an office environment. And I'll talk about a lot of different structures and models that you can use to get there. But today what I really want to talk to you about is this question of, do you have a job or do you have a business? Do you have a job or do you have a business? The first thing that you have to do if you really want to be successful and build an ISO, build an actual business out of this, the first thing you have to do is you have to make it into a business and not a job. You have to think of it as a business and not a job. Now, for most of you, the way that you look at what you're doing in terms of your sales career is you look at it very much as a job. Unfortunately, the problem is you don't have a boss. You don't have a manager, you don't have a salary, you don't have health benefits, and so there's definitely a structure that's lacking. I got some really good advice from a guy that I trust a lot. His name is Rick Sparks out in Chicago area, and a good guy. And I was talking to him about this, and he told me that he believed one of the problems I was having, this was maybe 10 years ago, 9 years ago, something like that, I was getting my business going, is he said, whenever you're in an environment, he'd seen me working in corporate environments. I worked for ServiceMaster for a long time, very successfully. And he said, whenever you have that structure, you do really well. But whenever you don't have the structure, you don't do well. And I started to kind of internalize that and understand that for me, I'm not a detail person like many of you. I'm a talented salesperson. I'm smart. I can pick up things quickly. But I have to have a structure around me in order to be successful. And so I kind of went on a mission to start building that structure around myself so that instead of having a job, I would have a business. Now, before we get any further though, I have to even back up one more step further because some of you actually don't have a job or a business. You have something that could be loosely defined as a hobby. In other words, it's something that you do whenever you want to do it. A hobby is something that it's like, oh, I kind of want to do this, so I'm going to go do it. So I would say really step one, I guess, is to convert your hobby into a job. A job is something that you go to 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, every day. You have 2 weeks of vacation, you have a few sick days, but you go to work every day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's a job. If you're not even at that level, forget about trying to make a lot of money. You're going to fail. You're going to lose. Go get a real job that has structure and everything, because if you can't get yourself to the point where you're working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, you're never going to be successful in business anyway. So so that's a whole another thing. But so you got to the level of job. Now we're trying to get to a business. So what do you do to turn your job into a business? Well, there's a couple things that you need to do. The first thing that you need to do is you need to pay people to make you accountable. You need to pay people to make you accountable. While I'm shooting this video right now, I have Josh Deku right here behind the camera. And if I was not shooting my videos and having daily content, Josh would be harping on me, which he has done many times, and said, James, we're running out of content. We need videos. We need to put this stuff out. Why? Because I pay him to put my video out every day, and he has some people that work for him that edit the videos and put the stuff together and publish it to all the different social media channels. And if I don't do this, then Josh is going to say, hey, I'm trying to do my job here, James. Can you please shoot these videos because I need to get this done? I have an assistant. Many of you know her, Angela. If you have ever talked to me in the last 10 years, then you know who Angela is. Angela's my assistant. Actually, I think it's about 7 years now that she's been working for me. And she schedules all my calls. And if I don't make my phone calls, then guess what? People are going to email Angela. Angela's going to call me. What are you doing, James? You have calls scheduled. I've scheduled these calls. And you pay people to make you accountable. So you got to understand that in life, you only have one of two options. If you're going to make any money and be successful at all in any way, either you're going to get paid by people that are going to hold you accountable, or you're going to pay people to hold you accountable. Now, you're going to make a lot more money and you're going to be a lot more successful in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish if you flip the equation around and you're paying people to hold you accountable, but there has to be an accountability. If there's no accountability, you're really never going to get that much done because people are just inherently lazy. I mean, I consider myself to be a very hard worker, very driven, very dedicated, but the truth be told, if I didn't have a team of people around me, I'm sure I would probably watch 2 hours more of Netflix every day than I do now. People are just inherently lazy. And so if you have that structure built around you, you're going to need that to move forward. So do you have a job or do you have a business? So a couple things. Number one, pay people to hold you accountable, which we'll talk a lot more about these details. The other thing that I think is equally important is pay yourself as an employee. So you have to start looking at your business separate from your job. So if you're going to start an ISO, you're going to have a business and you're going to have a job. You're going to have both of those two things, right? A business and a job. Meaning you run this business called, XYZ Company LLC or whatever, and that's the company. You become an employee of that company. You hire a payroll processing company, and you're like, a payroll processing company? It's just me. Right? And then they're going to pay you as an employee, okay? What that's going to do is it's going to add a lot of stability to your life, which is going to be good for your marriage, your relationships, your kids, everybody that okay, you have a job, right? And the other thing is it's going to set you up for that growth, for that next stage when you are going to hire the assistant or the sales rep or the installation person or whatever it is. So right now, ask yourself, do you have a hobby, a job, or a business? Because you need to make sure you're moving forward on that path. Some of you are still in the hobby mode. And again, I'll say something. I've said this many, many times. I need to make a video just about this. One thing that drives me bonkers is, many of you listen to these entrepreneurs that have stuff out there like Gary Vee and people like that. And one of the things that drives me crazy, I hate when people give advice that they don't take. It drives me crazy. And what these people are talking about is work your job, and then after you're done working your job, build your business on the side. They didn't do that. I know no successful people that did that. None. I don't know any. I don't think they do either because I don't know what they're talking about. That's not what they did. They're like, I work 90 hours a week on my business. You should work 3 hours a day on yours. It'll work. No, it won't. If you want to start a business, quit your job, whatever it is, this other thing you're doing. And again, nothing wrong with having a job. Nothing wrong with being an employee. Many times that is the best choice you could possibly make because being in business is really, really hard, okay? It's not like being a business owner is better or more valuable. We need employees, we need business owners, we need everybody. Whatever it is that what's your ambition level? What do you feel that God's called you to do? If you're a Christian, what is it that you believe your calling in life is? What are you supposed to do? That's what you got to go towards. And so if you believe that's a business owner, you're going to be a business owner, entrepreneur, then do that. Quit your job and do it. Do it full time, 50, 60 hours a week. Now, maybe you have to work a job in the evening to pay for that for 2 or 3 hours, but that's your core thing. You work in your business and building your business. So I know that was kind of a scattered video right there, but I just wanted to give some initial thoughts about moving from hobby to job to ISO. And then we're going to talk in the next few videos, get a little bit more specific about once you've gotten to the point where you're like, okay, now I'm paying myself, I'm paying people to hold me accountable, I'm starting to build that infrastructure. Now, what are the specific, detailed, practical tips I can give you to really build an ISO? We're going to start talking about that in the next video.